Everybody, welcome back into Bayou Time. Harry McCullough here. We're experiencing a pretty strong line of thunder showers that'll be coming through the area tonight. So things may get rough. So here to talk about it is Earl Eues, Director of Terrebonne Parish Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness. And that says it all. Look, yeah, tonight might be one of those nights, right? That we normally see this on North Shore, Baton Rouge to Mandeville, but we're kind of in the target.
Yeah, the National Weather Service kind of gives a rating of 1 to 5 on the threats of severe weather, and we're practically a 3 in what they call an enhanced threat. Like you said, we usually don't see these, and we typically, they kind of maybe draw up some tornadoes. We have some straight line winds, so we have a strong cold front moving through, and that's what's producing this. And as that cold front's moving through, it's going to pull in that warm Gulf moisture, and it mixes with that cold air, and it causes these severe thunderstorms, and that we'll see tonight.
Possible little twisters too, because they were talking about even before the weather gets here, maybe 50-mile-an-hour winds that are coming from the south, and then when it mixes with that other cold front coming in, maybe some damaging events.
That's correct. So with 30 to 40 mile an hour sustained winds and with some 50 to 55 mile an hour gusts, that was the main reasons the schools closed this early today, because they were concerned of the buses. With that, when you get those high profile vehicles, the wind could affect them, and so that's why the schools pretty much closed earlier. But we're going to have we're under a wind advisory until 6 a.m. tomorrow morning.
So to prepare for it, you guys are opening up some shelters. Now, there are still people that are trying to, I know it's a year and a half later, but still people in trailers that are trying to complete their houses. They have 3 trailer units that have house people. So if people don't feel safe in those kind of places, y'all are going to make a spot for them.
That's correct. So we're going to open up the Houma Municipal Auditorium tonight at 7 p.m. The storm is supposed to come through around 8 o'clock. So we're going to open it up at 7 for those people who do not feel safe in their RV, travel trailer, your temporary modular home from FEMA, or even if you're living in your home that's not completely repaired and you don't feel safe staying there. We're going to offer you a place at the Houma Municipal Auditorium tonight. It'll open at 7, and it'll stay open until the storm passes. Once the storm passes, they'll close the shelter down, and you can go back to your home. So it's not an overnight shelter. It's just a place to get out of your dwelling that you may be in that you don't feel safe, to ride the storm out and then go back after.
Right, and this should be a fairly fast-moving event, right?
That's correct. We figure if it comes through around 8:30, 9 o'clock, it'll take about an hour for it to come through pretty quickly and get outside of the parish, and then hopefully the National Weather Service will give us an all clear, and then we'll shut the shelters down at that point.
Right. If somebody does have an overturned trailer, you guys will still help them out. But,
that's correct.
But it's not for permanent.
It'll be on a case-by-case basis. If we have some damage, we'll have facilities available for those people if they need a place to stay.
Yeah, this is a weird one because, I always judge. I go in my backyard, and if the wind's coming up, the water's kind of high, you're going, somebody's going to catch heck up north.
Right.
This time it's flipped. It's like a 1 in Mandeville. It's like a 2 in New Orleans. It's a 3 down the bayou. So for some reason, it's flipped this time.
Yeah, and so with that, people need to have their devices so that they get some type of warning. A lot of people on their cell phones now, they have the WEA, the weather emergency alerts that'll go off. So please make sure your cell phones are charged in case they do issue a tornado warning, which means there is a tornado on the ground, that you will get that notification. I always, plug the weather radios. A lot of people don't like to have them, but they are life-saving if you have one. If you don't have one for this storm, try to go out and get one for the next storm. And you can program them now so that they only go off for Terrebonne Parish. In the old days, it used to go off for all the parishes. But have some way to get your notification tonight. Check on your relatives, your friends that you may want to check on, make sure they have a safe place. If you know somebody that's in a trailer or a temporary home, invite them to come to your house until the storm passes so that they'll have a safe place to be.
Yeah, we were talking, there's probably a couple hundred trailers still at the Rebecca Plantation. Is a big group of them, the Water Plant Road and off of Bayou Blue. So yeah, if you have a relative there, bring them to your house for a couple hours and then bring them back home.
Sure, we still have about 1,100 families that are still in some type of temporary home from Hurricane Ida. So if you can reach out to your friends and family to come to a safe spot, that'd be a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, you see it driving around every neighborhood. There's always a house with an RV out there where people are still living. So yeah, it's certainly a big deal. So any way people should. You talked a little bit about making sure there's no projectiles, that kind of stuff out in your yard to kind of clean up and be prepared for.
Yeah, I mean, the wind's blowing pretty good right now. So if you have like lawn furniture, the umbrellas are the big things,
Right.
So lean that over and try to pick up what you can so you don't have any projectiles. I tell people a lot of times when we have weather like this to maybe clean up around the drain in front of their house.
Help out, yeah.
They help out with the drainage so we don't get any flooding in those areas. And then just make sure you have a place to go in the case you do have a tornado warning, that you have a safe place and you know where you're going to go inside of your house in the event that occurs.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. I was working with a girl in New Orleans, was from out of state, and it was the first time. She said, so go in your basements. We don't have basements here, right? But pick out maybe a closet or bathroom or something like that that's sturdy in the house in case you do hear that.
Yeah,
that
you want
whistle.
an interior room, hopefully that's not up against an outside wall. If you got to go in your tub, bring something to cover you with, maybe some sofa cushions or something.
Right.
But just have a place to go in case there is a tornado warning issued for your area.
Look, it happened in New Iberia a couple of weeks ago.
That's
so
correct.
I mean, it can happen here as well.
That's
So Earl,
correct.
thanks so much. Stay safe tonight. We'll
Yeah,
watch
you
it.
too.
All
Thank you.
right. We'll be right back with more Bite Time right after this.